Boys and girls, today we're going to be ordering numbers with decimals. We're going to be ordering them, putting them in order from the least to the greatest and from the greatest to the least. So when you order numbers with decimals, you're putting them in order, like I just said, from the least to the greatest or the greatest to the least. Now, if you look at these whole numbers right here, I have a list of 1, 6, 3, 5, and 10, and those numbers are just written in a list. They're not in any kind of order. So if I wanted to put those numbers in order from the least to the greatest, I would start with the smallest, which is 1, and then I would keep moving, and my numbers would keep growing from the smallest all the way to the largest number. So I would order them 1, 3, 5, 6, and 10. Now we can also do this with decimals. Alright, now if you notice right here, I have a list of decimals here. I have 3.4, 2.8, 6.4, and 10.5. We're going to start with the digit that's in the largest place, and if you notice, this is ones, 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 but this digit, this number, the largest digit, is in the tens place. So that would be my largest number. So if I wanted to order these from the least to the greatest, I'm going to try to find my smallest number. And since I have different whole numbers, I'm going to start out looking at my whole numbers and find out what is the smallest whole number that I have here. And 2 would be my smallest whole number. So that would be my first number if I ordered them from the least to the greatest. After a 2 would be 3, and then a 6, and then 10. So if I put these numbers in order from the least to the greatest, I would have 2 and 8 tenths, 3 and 4 tenths, 6 and 4 tenths, and 10 and 5 tenths. And that's in order from the least to the greatest. Alright, now I have another set of numbers here, and if you notice, all of my whole numbers are exactly the same. So when we're ordering numbers, it's kind of like ABC, putting the letters of the alphabet in ABC order. You're putting them in order. And when you put words in ABC order, you start with the first letter. It's the same thing with numbers. So since all of our ones are the digit 3, then we have to move over to the next place value, which would be our tenths. Now notice that all of my tenths are different. So now I'd like to order these numbers from the greatest to the smallest. So since these are all the same, I have to look at my tenths, and I think which one of these is the largest number. 8 would be the largest tenth. 6 would come next, and then 4, and then 1. So if I'm ordering these numbers from the greatest to the least, it would look like this. 3 and 8 tenths, 3 and 6 tenths, 3 and 4 tenths, and 3 and 1 tenth. And that's ordering from the greatest or the largest number to the least or the smallest number. Alright, now we're going to go from the least to the greatest. So if you look and notice that all of my whole numbers are the same, there's 16. All of the tens are the same, so we go to the ones. All of the ones here are the same, so now we have to go to the tenths column. I have a 4, a 0, a 7, and a 4. Oh, so I have 2 that have a 4. But I'm going to order from the least to the greatest, so the 0 is the smallest of all of those. And then if you notice, I have 2 that have a number 4 in the tenths place. So when those numbers are the same, then I have to move over and look at the number in the next place over, which would be the hundredths. So I have a 2 in this hundredths place, and a 3 here. Since I'm ordering from the least to the greatest, 2 is smaller than 3, so 2 would be my next number. This would be my third number, and then the 7 here would be last. So if I'm ordering from the greatest to the least, this is what my numbers look like. 16 and 1 tenth, 16 and 42 hundredths, 16 and 43 hundredths, and 16 and 72 hundredths. And that's ordering from the least to the greatest. All right, let's stay with ordering numbers from the least to the greatest and look at my list here. Again, my first row of numbers, the tens, they're all the same. So I'm going to move over to the ones column. Notice they are all the same. So now I have to move over to the next place value, which is the tenths. I have a 3, a 7, a 2, and a 4. So if I were putting those orders in number from the least to the greatest, I would go here first, because that's the smallest, and then 3, and then 4, and then 7. So my list would actually look like this: 39 and 21 hundredths, 39 and 38 hundredths, 39 and 42 hundredths, and 39 and 75 hundredths. And that's ordering from the least to the greatest. All right, let's try one more time. And again, we're going to go from the least to the greatest. And these are my numbers. I have 39 and 42 hundredths, 39 and 4 tenths, or you could say 40 hundredths, 39 and 46 hundredths, 39 and 49 hundredths. So to order those from the least to the greatest, I don't think I'm going to tell you that answer. But what I would like for you to do is do this for homework tonight and bring it back to school tomorrow. So your assignment is to take this list of numbers that I have right here and order them from the least to the greatest.